48 hours after the horrific deaths in Lakhimpur in Uttar Pradesh, there have still been no arrests of those who ran over the farmers, killing 4 of them. 8 people in total have been killed in the violence, with serious questions being asked about what the police are doing, whether it is at all enough to bring the culprits, all of them, to justice. There are also key questions being asked about the legality of political leaders being indefinitely detained. Joining us now, one of India's finest legal minds, Justice Madan Lokur, former judge of the Supreme Court of India. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Justice Lokur, do you believe, sir, on the basis of the videos of the attack in Lakhimpur, which have been very widely visible, that this was no simple accident, that there was malicious intent at the very least?
Oh yes, certainly. The video that is going around in circulation, about one aged farmer being run over, I mean, that is horrific. There's no doubt about it. And there also seems to be another video going around of somebody lying on the ground, perhaps some person from the convoy who is being beaten, and ultimately he died. So whichever way you look at it, whether you look at it from the point of view of the farmers or from the point of view of those people who were in the convoy, whatever has happened is terrible.
So do you believe that at the very least there should be a CBI inquiry into Lakhimpur?
Oh, yes, there should definitely be a detailed inquiry. I'm not sure whether the CBI is the right investigating agency. Perhaps it is. But there must definitely be an inquiry into this.
Sir, the fact that there have been no arrests even 48 hours later, prima facie, does this not indicate some sort of a cover-up?
Oh yes, it does. You see, it's a case of murder, right? The person who just drove over these farmers, it's a simple case of murder. And the first thing that is done in a case of murder is to arrest the person who is accused of the offense. So really steps should have been taken by now. 48 hours is a long time. Steps should have been taken by now to get the investigating machinery into action and to arrest the suspected persons.
Sir, is it surprising therefore that one of those whose name has been accused, the son of a union minister, continues to be free even though there are very strong allegations against him? He's not in custody. There may be an investigation against him, but he's still not in custody. He is free. Is that legal?
Well, like I said, in a case of murder, normally the person is arrested for the purposes of investigation. So it's very odd, very strange that here, 48 hours later, these guys are roaming around free, and the police don't seem to have taken any action. I mean, how come? What is the explanation for this?
Justice Lokur, is it legal? This is the other aspect of all of this. Is it legal for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, among other leaders, not to be served with any order or notice more than 24 hours after being detained? Is that legal, sir? It's
illegal. And from the statement that she gave today, she was in custody for 28 hours without being produced.
Yes, that was in the morning. Now it's many more hours. Yes.
Yeah. That is clearly unconstitutional. I mean, there is no doubt about it. The Constitution of India says that a person has to be produced within 24 hours unless there are some supervening circumstances, like somebody is caught in a hill or something and there's a landslide and those kind of things. But this is clearly unconstitutional. That is number one. Number two, she has been arrested, right, and kept in a rest house, I think. Now, when you arrest a person, that person has to be kept either in police custody, which is in a police station, or in the jail. Now, the rest house has to be declared a jail or a sub-jail, which has not been done. So, therefore, she has been kept in a place illegally, first of all, and in a place which is not an authorized place of custody.
Justice Lokur, is it legal for her not to have access to her lawyer, who she says has not been allowed to enter? I mean, is that not basic?
She is entitled to a lawyer. She is entitled to contact her family. the police are obliged to conduct a medical examination so that, she's, anybody who's arrested. I mean, the Supreme Court guidelines say that you have the right to inform your family, you have the right to legal representation. The police or the arresting authorities must take you for a medical examination to see that you're, okay, right? Access to medicines and so on. It's so basic,
Do you believe, sir, and I believe this is already gone on the basis of certain petitions to the Supreme Court, do you believe that this is a fit case for the Supreme Court to intervene on a couple of grounds? Firstly, the first part of what we discussed, no arrests so far, those accused of murder are roaming free, and secondly, the illegal detention of political leaders, among others.
It must be taken up by the Supreme Court. Maybe about 70 years ago, the Supreme Court has said that the function of the Supreme Court is like the sentinel on the qui-vive, which is to say that it is like a sentinel on alert, right?
Yes.
Now, the Supreme Court has to be alert to the fact that fundamental rights, constitutional rights, are being brazenly violated. And if the Supreme Court doesn't take notice of this, well, I don't know what to say.
Justice Lokur, one of the more bizarre aspects of what we've seen in the last couple of hours is that there is a message on WhatsApp and social media purporting to show the allegations and the charges against several of these Congress leaders, their names also, but this has evidently not been given to them. So A, we don't know whether it is true or not. Even if it is, for a moment, is it not entirely illegal that this document has not been given to those who have been arrested or who have been served notice, but is being floated around by others to say that, look, this person's name is on it and this is the crime that they have committed?
Well,
I'm sorry, these are basic questions. I just need to ask because we face this ridiculous situation almost with the breakdown of law and order. I need to ask. I realize these are basic.
Well, if what you say is correct, that the WhatsApp message is genuine, well, it's really a travesty of everything that we know of. I mean, there's a breakdown of the rule of law. But if it is not correct, then I think whoever is in charge should take note of the fact that fake news is being spread.
Yeah. Justice Lokur, Section 144. Now, is that by itself reason enough to deny a group of 4 or fewer people to meet the relatives of someone who's died? In this case, these political leaders across party lines want to go visit the relatives of the farmers who've died or whoever else has died. If there are less than 4 people and Section 144 has been applied, can they go?
Well, it's like this, nowadays being in the last couple of years, Section 144 is being used on the drop of a hat, right? I mean, just because it's there, it doesn't mean that you impose Section 144. So there has to be some reason for it. And there does not seem to be any reason. I mean, somebody says, listen, somebody has died, okay? We want to go and, commiserate with the family.
Yep.
What's wrong with it? But to say that, no, if you're going to go there, you're going to have, start a riot. Well, you can say anything, but surely this is not justified in law. No way.
Sir, you would be aware of what happened in the Supreme Court yesterday, where there was an observation made by the court that they need to assess whether farmers have a right to protest outside the court while the matter is being heard within the court. Was this not a matter which had been settled in December 2020 by Chief Justice Bobde, again while referring to farm protests?
You see, from what I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, the people who had gone to the Supreme Court filed an affidavit saying that we are not part of the farmers who are agitating, right? We want to have a separate, protest in Jantar Mantar.
Yes.
We have applied for that, for permission to protest at Jantar Mantar, but that has been denied to us by the police. So we are challenging the order of the police denying us the right to protest. And we have nothing to do with the other farmers who are already protesting. Now, in a situation like this, where is the question of these people having come to the Supreme Court against the farm laws? They've not come to the Supreme Court against the farm laws. They've come to the Supreme Court against the order of the police. So, I mean, there is no connection between the two.
Right.
So I don't see how and why there was any need to make the kind of observation that was made. That is one aspect of it. The second is, the right to protest is a fundamental right. I mean, the right to assemble peacefully. The constitutional word is to assemble peaceably without arms.
Yes.
Now, by all means, you can do it, but if there is an apprehension and there is a reasonable apprehension that these persons who are going to protest are, going to indulge in violence or whatever, then the authorities can say, sorry, we will not give you permission to protest.
Right.
There's nothing like that. I mean, what is the material for the police to come to the conclusion that a group is going to, go around doing whatever the police think they're planning to do? So tomorrow, forget about farmers. Tomorrow, if somebody wants to protest about something else, the police will say that, oh, we think you're going to go around burning buses.
Right.
On what basis?
Right.
If there's no basis, they will say we're not giving you any permission, and then you go to the Supreme Court, and the whole purpose is lost.
Sure. Well, Justice Lokur, thank you so much for speaking to us and spelling out your views on this very unfortunate situation at so many levels and about our law and justice system.
Yes.
And thank you for raising your concerns. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.